日はルワンダのミビリッジのオーナーのピエールさんがいらっしゃったんでお話を伺います。Hi Pierre, nice to see you.
Hi, nice to see you.
I love Rwanda coffee because high acidity and long aftertaste and clean cup. Rwanda coffee has a very good feature of the high altitude coffee.
Yes.
High altitude specialty coffee.
Yes.
Feature.
Yeah. Rwanda is located in Africa first.
Yes.
Let me give you just a background.
Yes.
It's in Central Africa.
Yes.
Part of East Central Africa.
East Central Africa.
And we have very high altitudes.
Altitude, yes.
And we are between 1,200 to 2,000, even 500, and even more. But the coffee is produced between 1,500 meters, 1,500 meters above sea level, up to 2,200.
2,200.
Yes, meters above sea level. My coffee is between 1,600 and 2,000 meters above sea level.
Yes.
So that's the range of altitude where I have the coffee, the Mibirizi coffee where it's produced. Yeah. And if, as you said, our coffee is from the mountains, and it has much acidity. And you can drink it anytime, particularly when it's medium roasted. And I think that's the best way of roasting it. Because dark, I don't think it's good. But light and medium is the best way of roasting it. Yeah.
High acidity. Rwanda coffee is high acidity. At first, 10 years ago, my first time Rwanda coffee, drinking Rwanda coffee, high acidity, but good flavor, but less sweetness, I feel, at first. But in few years, sweetness increased.
Yeah, the increase is because we had been gaining experience over the time. Because when we started, the coffee industry, particularly the specialty coffee industry, started just 10 years ago.
10 years ago.
It's not a long time. So 2002, 2004, that's when we started. Me personally started in 2004. Over the years, of course, we had to learn much. And by learning, we are having now better procedure of processing.
Processing.
And we have been learning what our customers need. And based on that, we work on that to make sure that we have the big coffee. And I can assure you that you have one of the best coffee in the world.
Yes, I think so. One of the best coffee. Good soil, good altitude, good place for the coffee.
We have volcanic soils, which means very rich. And it's and also we don't use much chemical fertilizers. We don't use much. I know that in some cases people are starting using it, but we are not using it much. And we have really very good coffee, I can assure you.
I had Rwanda is good place for the coffee because nothing, they did nothing, only coffee tree make cherry.
Yes.
And picking.
Yes, the way we process it, we start from the farm. And in the farm, what they do, they hand pick. It's not machinery pick. People pick those which are well ripe. And after that, now we take them to the coffee washing station. And in the coffee washing station, what we do, we process it using water. And we clean it. Really, you can see that our coffee is always clean. And we, after that, we sun dry it. After sun drying it,
Africa bed?
Africa bed, on Africa bed. And after that now, we process it in the dry mills. And after the dry mill now, women are hand picking it to make sure that they're taking all the bad beans. And after the defects, yeah.
No defects.
And after that, of course, we export them. Yeah, that's the entire process that we are using for the coffee.
But few problems. Rwanda coffee has few problems, I think.
Yes.
One thing, no money I have. Only farm and no money farm I have.
No man?
Farm and good soil, but not cut back.
Okay. I think I think that in the past,
Yes.
people were not doing that much, but now with the best agriculture practices,
Yes.
people are starting doing that. When the coffee is going up,
Yes.
first they have to cut it
Yes.
so that you can have three
Three limbs.
yes, free leaves, and after that we have three trees which going up,
Yes.
so that we can be able to pick it.
Now cut
And
back
after,
that.
yes, and every time
Yes.
you need to cut the ones which are not very good.
Yes.
Actually, we have a farmer here. You can ask him some questions. You can tell what they do. And after that, now we take after cutting, we after a certain period, 10 years, 12 years, they cut the entire tree. Because some trees are very old. But now people are starting knowing all those best practices to make sure that we are going to be getting a good coffee.
It's good. I heard Rwanda coffee is good place for Rwanda is good place for coffee, but they don't like money and they don't like cut
Yeah.
tree.
One of the questions that we have is that the coffee that we have is owned by small holders. Each person with 100 trees, 150, 200 trees, 500 trees is the biggest people who have a lot of coffee. Now, you can imagine all the management. Some are cutting, others are not. And because of that management of being with the reminding them to be disciplined and all that, sometimes it takes time for them to do.
Now changing.
Yeah, no. But now it's changing, yeah. Now it's changing because they are getting more money from their coffee.
Yes.
And because of that, of course, it helps them not to think that they should be taking care of their coffee.
I heard from Jose Kawashima, he said cut back scissors.
Yeah, he came last time and he gave us a training. Yes, I give a training showing that we need to be cutting to make sure that the coffee is well managed.
Coffee tree needs cutting.
Yes, it needs cutting, yeah.
And good coffee, not even not cutting. Good coffee, but few years bad.
You have to cut the entire tree now, so it's regenerated, and we have a new tree which now is much better.
And one question.
Yes, please.
About the potato flavor.
The potato flavor is one of the problems that we have. And the reason of the potato, up to now, it's thought that it's because of a bug, which is entering the coffee. And at the end, it creates that potato taste. It is called Antestia bug. That Antestia bug, we now have been trying to work on that, to try to make sure that we minimize it.
Yes.
And what is done now, we are working up front by trying to have better agricultural practices in the farm, because we need to start really in the farm. Those agricultural practices that we do, we try to make sure that we are applying the pesticide on time to manage those bugs, and we do as well what we can to make sure that we do all the work necessary in the farm to make sure that we have a better coffee. And after that now, during the processing, we do now the floating. The floating to make sure that those beans who have been damaged are, because they are light,
Yes.
we take them out.
Yes.
We stay with the stronger bean or with the more heavy beans. Because those heavy beans will show that they are not picked. And after that now, during the dry milling,
Yes.
as well what we do, we have as well to hand pick women. We have men, women, hand pick to make sure they're taking all the beans which have been picked, which have been damaged. Because we think that we know that the potato test is found in damaged beans. So we try to make sure that we minimize that by taking all the beans. So that's what we're trying to do up front. But at the same time, there have been many scientific studies to make sure that it's controlled as well. One thing that is done now is we have a different university from the US and even the University of Tokyo and the University of Rwanda. They have been doing some research to make sure that they understand better what's going on, and we are expecting the next years we're going to be getting solution, complete solution. But what we do now as mitigation measures is really to reduce the impact of it and to try to minimize its impact. Yeah.
We hope you find solution about potato flavor.
Yes, we are committed to it. We're going to be working to it to make sure we can do that. Of course, it's not easy, but I think that we'll be able to do that. And starting that time, I'm sure that you're going to be. You love our coffee. You will love it much more. I'm sure.
Thank you. 20 years ago, your country has been inside, and 10 years ago, your country start progress to the future.
Yeah.
But separate. Now, combined, you have to make future, I think, business. I will do my best for you.
Okay. What I can say that Rwanda had the worst genocide, the worst tragedy in the world 20 years ago. And as Rwandans, we think that we are the ones who need to do whatever we can to solve that problem. We are not going to be waiting for external forces to come unite us. So we think that for the future of our country, what can we do?
Yes.
And on my side, each one needs to play its role. On my side, the role that I'm trying to play is to make unity, to reconcile people through coffee business.
Coffee business.
Why do I think that we can do by coffee business? It's because that coffee is done in the rural area where all Rwandans are together to produce. It's those people, they are living together. They are living together now. But by living together, if they have to make money out of it, money doesn't have a color. That money doesn't have the race or whatever. It can help people to be working together, being selling the coffee to my coffee washing station that I work with one cooperative where we have all different people to sell wood together. We process the coffee. We have the people working in the coffee washing station from all backgrounds. We have people hand picking, sitting together for 8 hours and more. Trying to have one of the best coffee for you. And at the end of the day, with that kind of friendship and relationship, being together, togetherness, that help a lot really to continue to unite people. Because around there they talk, they discuss, they do everything, which means it helps really a lot to unite all things. And I think that's a tremendous boost for our country. And we decided to go forward as Rwandans. As Rwandans going to go forward. And that's the political will of our politicians, that our will ourselves, to make sure that we go further for the future, and we work together for the future. I don't want, and many Rwandans think that we don't want to have again what happened, and that's why we say often, never again.
Never again.
Yeah, that's the motto that we have. Never again what happened in our country.
Few years ago, I watched your TV at an NHK TV program.
Yes.
And when I sent your course, Mibirizi, I watched TV. And I think this Pierre move for the future Rwanda.
Yeah.
And Pierre wanna make new society, good society, better society.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's my objective, and that's the objective of many Rwandans. I'm not the only one doing that. I cannot do that by myself, but we are doing it as Rwandans, and I think that what we are doing really is positive, and that we'll be able to reach the reconciliation. And now, 20 years later, we are here in Japan not to talk about genocide, but to talk about business, to talk about coffee, to talk about what can we do to make ourselves more independent and more united, more reconciled by our own efforts. And that, I think, is the best solution that we should have as well.
I will do my best to sell Rwanda coffee.
Thank you, Madhu. Arigato.
ということで、ルワンダのピエールさんのインタビューでした。ではこれからもご紹介していきますので、どうぞよろしくお願いします。ではバイバイ。
バイバイ。